everyone. So I'm just going to be going over the pieces of my Ashe cosplay for the cosplay contest I entered. So we're going to start with, of course, makeup. It's a part of a cosplay, so I already did my face with that, so we'll try to run through everything I did with this entire cosplay very quickly. So first we're going to start with the wig. So if you guys can see her, that's the wig right there. So all I really did with this was I trimmed it at the bottom. I made sure it was nice and even. I did on purpose go with a wavy wig instead of a straight wig, even though I know Ashe from League of Legends in the game looks to have more straight hair, but I on purpose, instead of going the minimalist route for the game, I actually go with the game art. So everything has a lot of details. So this is the wig. It's very, very nice with the cosplay. So now we will go over the other pieces. First we're going to go over the smaller pieces, then the sewing, then the armor, and the props. So one sec. So first up is the armbands. These are just some armbands that I bought that have a little bit extra detail to go with Ashe and give it that extra pop. Then next is the archery gloves. So this is an actual real life archery glove that I actually just painted with some fabric paint, the details from the game art onto it. So for this next part is the stockings. So these are regular blue stockings, and then I machine sewed the details, that's backwards, once again also from the game art. So this does scrunch up when they're not on me, but when they are maximized out, you have the full classic Ashe design on the stockings. And then also they are sewed to these stockings. So these are just nude stockings, and this is one of my little hacks to keep stockings up. So the next piece is the cloak itself. So this entire piece, for the large triangle pieces and the lining, I actually machine sewed that entire part. And then for the gold trim on the side, kind of a trim, more like a solid design, on both the lining and the outside of the cloak, that was also machine sewed. And then the design at the bottom of the cloak was actually done with online templates, printable templates of the design itself. And then I enlarged it to the size I wanted and cut out all the pieces and hand stitched it. So for a lot of the finer details, they are hand stitched versus the larger details are machine stitched. And then for the top, with the cloak itself, for the hood, same concept. For this one, I actually hand drew out the stencil, then cut it out and hand stitched it. Then the solid lines are machine stitched. So there are 2 solid lines with it. And the front detail is also all done with a template and then cut out and hand stitched. So all this was stitched completely by hand. And then the hood itself for the base has the nice pointed cloak look from the artwork of the game, is also machine stitched. Next up is the dress itself. So the skirt, everything for the base of this dress was machine stitched, including the pattern on the skirt itself, and of course the middle. The middle is really, really nice, really soft satin type material. And then this is all actual satin. It's the same materials as the cloak. Then the designs on this, same thing as the designs on the cloak. I printed out a template and I cut them out and hand stitched them. And then the trim is all machine stitched. Then I also put in some bra pads, which are built in there. So there are full-on bra pads in the dress itself. And then on the actual straps, since this is a halter dress, there are Velcro pieces for the shoulder pads to attach to. And there is a zipper on the side to help put it on and off. Then of course, there's actually Velcro, or not Velcro, there is elastic in the back of it within the trim. And then the back is all the same materials and same stitching. So now I'm going to show off the bow. Now I'm not going to talk too much about this because I actually did not make this. This I did get from another cosplay creator, but it is a piece of the cosplay, so there's the bow. So now the next is Ashe's quiver. So this is also once again a actual functioning real life archery quiver that I had to use some leather paint and put all the gold details onto the quiver itself. I hand painted all this on. I did not use any stencils or anything for it. So this was all done by hand. And by eyeballing all the details from the game with a bunch of reference photos. So all that was done by me. So next is all of the armor. I'm just going to show one of each piece, but there are two of each pieces just so I can get the details in. So first is the boot armor. Now when this is not on a boot, it does look flat, but this is made to specifically just go over a plain black pair of riding boots. So for this I also hand drew out my own designs for it, also from a bunch of screenshots from the game and the game art. So to go over some of the details, and all this is spray painted on and then is held on with all these straps that I put on in the back. And then to show this off a little bit, on the top, that shows some of the glue to get this volume and this really nice look on the armor. Now all that is spray painted, like I said before. So next up is the gauntlets, or as they're actually called, and my nerdy self, spacers or arm spacers. So once again, hand drew out all the designs on this with a classic Ashe design. All did that with a ruler onto the foam itself. And then of course, same with the boots, I did heat it up to shape it. And then I painted it all and then added the webbing and the Velcro for this to fit on my arm. So, very nice, very pretty. I love these. And then the final piece for the Ashe cosplay is of course the shoulder pads. So if you remember from the dress, I have the Velcro on the straps of the dress. So this attaches through Velcro onto the dress itself. Also hand drawn out, all the designs were hand drawn out. I did not use stencils on this one once again. I did it by hand, cut it out with the foam, and for all this I used 3 and 5 millimeter foam. And then I just hand painted. So the shoulder pads and the spacers / gauntlets are all hand painted, and the boot armor is spray painted. So this just sits on my shoulder with the Velcro once the dress is on. So yep, that's I believe everything for the entire cosplay. So the next video is just gonna be me trying on the cosplay and enjoying my life. So